Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today with a video talking about the upcoming, probably main event of Wrestlemania. I don't know if Wrestlemania is going to be a two-night extravaganza from Dallas or if it's only going to be one night. All I can say is that if it's two nights in Dallas, I hope that they're allowing fans to sleep over at AT&T Stadium, because the headache that I endured to get in to WrestleMania 32 is worth the fact that, I'll tell you the truth, I haven't had the drive to want to go. But I haven't been to a WrestleMania since WrestleMania 32. It took us 5 hours to get off the bus and into our seats. We weren't fucking around in the parking lot. We weren't, grilling up dogs. We didn't bring no meat that day. But we walked off a bus, we walked to the line, and it took 5 hours for them to let us in the building, let us know where to go in the building, get us to our seat, and sit down. I was lucky enough to sit down. I didn't get to see any of the matches, but before the pyro went off, and I think Ravi and Luke got to their seats right as the pyro was going off. If I remember, it was honestly just a bad ordeal. But, they got their main events. As of right now, I think the main event would be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. This is the storyline that they've been building for over a year. You had Roman Reigns, being the head of the table. I was made fun of them the other day for still trying to sell that shirt, even though that Paul Heyman was on it and he wasn't with them anymore. I know that they will constantly sell shirts until they sell out. They're just not going to print them anymore because they're not just going to throw away money. But I was kind of wondering why they hadn't just made that shirt and kind of just blocked out Lesnar. Blocked out Heyman. So he wasn't on there. It was just Roman and the Usos, because it's a pretty badass shirt and a lot of people like it. But, Heyman was running with Roman. SummerSlam, we have Brock Lesnar return, come face to face. And, Roman had just won a big match against John Cena. The month before, people were really surprised to see Cena come back at Money in the Bank. Now, boom. Brock's back. We're pushing towards Brock and Roman, and the overlying storyline's going to be whose side is Paul Heyman on. We do this with that. We get the day one pay-per-view. Roman comes down with COVID. They ended up not being able to do it. They ended up just putting the Monday Night Raw title on Brock Lesnar, which makes you think, boom, they're going two different directions. And the match that we thought we were going to see, we're not going to get. Maybe it was just going to be like a disqualification finish. They were going their own separate directions. Maybe, Brock was going to the Raw brand anyways. So that just sort of, pushes them towards there and they can have somebody else win the Rumble. Turns out, Brock gets screwed out of his title by Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. Then Brock comes back and wins the Rumble. I want to know whose number he took. Corey Graves was the only person who made the joke on Twitter that Brock Lesnar stole his number 30. Because I don't know when they do the draw. Like, back in the old days, sometimes they would do it on, like, Superstars. Sometimes they would do it, like, on the pre-show, and they would do it, like, in little cuts where, Mean Gene be spinning the balls, and then somebody would reach in there and grab one. But it's not like they're doing the balls, like, right before the match starts. I think they at least start the day knowing that they're going to do it. And why is Brock going to grab a number if he already is the champion and hasn't been screwed by Roman Reigns yet? It kind of seemed like he was happy just being the Raw champ. But Brock comes back number 30. And now it looks like, we have Roman versus Brock. The storyline's going to play out over SmackDown. I don't know how these guys want to fight so bad. Now here it is, January going into February, how you're going to prolong this. I'm hoping that it's not going to be some just sort of like Brock Lesnar has been suspended and he's not showing up on pay-per-view, because they're going to find a way. Roman has to like defend that belt on probably 2 big shows before WrestleMania. So I don't think they're just going to be putting like Cesaro out there, building him up to be a main eventer for one of those shows. He's probably going to have to do the Elimination Chamber over in Saudi Arabia. So the build-up's going to be weird. But the one thing I wanted to say right now is that basically they've got 2 big matches for WrestleMania. You've got Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. You've got Roman Reigns against Brock Lesnar. As of right now, I'm not breaking plans to watch WrestleMania. If I go to work and I come home that day, I'll turn on WrestleMania and I'll watch the show. But if somebody calls and says, hey, let's go out to dinner, or if we have a family member's birthday or a barbecue or anything else around town, I'm going. This isn't enough to really hook me. WrestleMania needs another hook. It's not going to be Bad Bunny. It's not going to be the Intercontinental title ladder match. They need a pop. They need something big. They just had Johnny Knoxville in the Rumble. So I'm going to say they weren't trying with their surprises, even though it was already, pre-planned, pre-told us it was going to happen. But they need some sort of special super surprise between now and then to get me ready for it.